Everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to quickly recap the Tampa Supercross that happened over the weekend, last weekend, February 11th. We're going to talk a lot about this kid right here, Hayden Deegan. I'm playing a replica Tampa track made by, you can see it in the top right corner of your screen. If that's you, let me know down in the comments below that this is your track, and yeah, I'm sure it's a really good track. I'm not even going to critique it. We're just going to ride it. I want to start off real quickly about the 450 class real quick. I'm going to get that one out of the way because the 250 we have a lot to talk about again. So 450 class, Cooper Webb gets the win. And he was the last person I thought was going to win the Tampa Supercross. I'm not even going to lie. I knew he was going to get a win this year. I just didn't think it was going to be Tampa. I thought maybe at the end of the year, I thought maybe San Diego. I thought San Diego was his best shot to win, honestly, and the fact that he did not win that San Diego Supercross earlier in the year kind of shocked me, but hey, it proved that he cannot beat Eli Tomac straight up. And honestly, he can't beat Sexton straight up, but the problem is Chase Sexton had to look at the Star Yamaha show up here. Chase Sexton had the lead for majority of this race, and Chase Sexton, holy mackerel, I'm all over the place. Chase Sexton did Chase Sexton things, and Chase Sexton dropped it in the whoops with like 2 minutes to go or whatever, and by the time he picked himself up, he was 8 seconds down, and it was pretty clear Cooper Webb was going to win his first main event since Salt Lake City 2021. Salt Lake City 2 2021. Remember, we had two. That was the weird COVID year. Chase Sexton cannot continue to crash with, cannot continue to blow wins like that. Remember last year, Minneapolis last year. I remember this. Was leading up until 2 laps to go and dropped it. Had a weird awkward crash. I was just watching it the other day. Actually, yesterday I just watched that race, like the highlights of it. So yeah, Chase Sexton, if he wants to challenge Eli Tomac, he cannot have that happen. But yeah, Cooper Webb grabs the win. Good for him. Do I think he was gifted that win? I don't think anything's a gift in this sport. You have to put yourself in the position. And especially when I don't even know what I was going to say, so I'm not even going to say it. So, but yeah, you got to put yourself in the position. He did, and he capitalized on it, and Cooper Webb gets his first win. Is this a sign of things to come? I have no idea. I think he'll make it. I hope he makes it interesting. I don't think he's going to win the title. Cooper Webb winning the title this year is a pipe dream, even though I believe he will probably maybe have the red plate at some point this year. I don't think he's going to win the title anymore. But yeah, Chase, if he had won that race, would have taken the points lead from Eli Tomac, because Eli Tomac had an off night. And there's a lot of people that are really scratching their heads right now. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Eli Tomac comes out, wins 3 out of the first 4 races of the year, and then obviously the Triple Crown, he was not himself, the Triple Crown, or maybe he was, or well, he wasn't. There was just guys at the Triple Crown at Anaheim 2 that were better than him that night, and I'm sure he accepted that. This night, Tampa, Eli Tomac gets 5th, and all of a sudden everybody says, oh, he's done. Well, they're not saying he's done, but they're saying, oh, what's going on? Is he injured? I'm telling you guys right now, if Eli Tomac was injured in that Anaheim 2 crash, which is very possible, like that was a gnarly crash at Anaheim 2. If he was injured, and I watched a certain video, you might have watched it too, Kellen Start Your Systems, I watched his race recap. He said that it could be very possible that He could have been injured and is hiding it. You know what? If he was hiding an injury, he would have not. I know they had the red flag restart, and I know he was getting ready to get passed at Houston before that restart. But if he was truly injured, he would have not came back and won that race at Houston. Chase would have got him at Houston. So I don't believe the injury thing. I just believe he knew. He knew he wasn't feeling it. The dirt was a little weird. It rained a little bit. He wasn't feeling it at Tampa. And decided, hey, fit's the best I got tonight. We salvaged points. And, yeah, losing points to those two is to Cooper Webb and Chase Sexton isn't good. But he's still got a 2-point lead. Like, everybody calm down. Like, he's fine. I'm sure he'll come out and win Oakland this week. Or who knows, maybe Cooper Webb just goes on a big winning streak right now. Because Cooper Webb is the last guy you want to give confidence to. So, I don't know. I think it's just a wait and see with Cooper Webb. And I think Eli will be just fine if he's feeling it in Oakland. Yeah, Aaron Plessinger gets third. That was very impressive. Aaron Plessinger, I could see winning a race at the end of the year. Like, I could see him winning like in Atlanta or something like that. Or maybe if Seattle rains, I could see him winning Seattle. That was very good. Ken Roxon, quiet fourth, just held off Eli Tomac. I think he started to gap Eli there. I don't know. I was just, whenever Cooper Webb's in second and closing in on a leader, I just get very scared. I don't know. It just, the race hits differently when Cooper Webb is tracking down a leader like that. And I kind of tune out everything else. Adam Cianciarulo had a crash in the woods. And F the broadcast for not even, I mean, I'm sure they mentioned it, but like, no replay, nothing. And can we, one more thing on the 450s. It has to do with the 450s. The 250s, they did a really, broadcast did a really good job on the 250s. The 450 race, the 450 main event, broadcast was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Why are we showing 7th place when there's a battle for the lead going on? Why? Why? I know Anderson Barsha came together in that race, and they got up. Anderson got back up to Barsha, or Barsha got back up to Anderson. Okay, maybe if something was going to happen there, okay, catch on the broadcast. But Anderson was like riding by himself after that, and they were still on him talking about him. And we have a goddamn battle for the lead. Come on. Just, I don't understand that. Anyway, Anderson needs to be smarter. He's been put on probation now for, I don't even know, probably the full 2023, 6-month probation. Oh, Anderson's been put on a 6-month probation for that move, and it's getting really old. Like, Anderson's a good friend of mine. Well, I wouldn't call good friend. Good buddy of mine, let's just say that. Follows me on Instagram. Super cool dude. But what the hell is he doing? Really? He could have probably won that race on Saturday had he not did that. He was so good on Saturday. Won the heat race, like every whole 9 yards. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to the 250 now because we're running out of time. But yeah, Jason Anderson needs to be smarter. Let's go on to the 250 class. And I will talk about Hayden Deegan first, and then we'll get to the other stuff. Hayden Deegan, because I know a lot of people who are watching this are probably Hayden Deegan homers. This kid is actually legit. I called it. I said on Twitter, after Houston, I went on Twitter and said, hey, this kid's going to win a heat race. Not even a week, almost a week late. Or when did I say that? I think I said that Sunday after Houston. Not even a week later, he comes out and whole shots the heat race and just rides a clean race and wins his first career heat race. That was so good. That was a good ride by Deegan. And then we get to the main, and I like this kid's aggression. Like, Hunter Lawrence gets around him in the sand, and then Deegan comes right back at him. That was so good. Like, I had nothing bad to say about this kid this week. I know a lot of people might say, oh, I'm a Deegan hater, especially on Twitter and Facebook. I'm not. I'm just a realist. And you know what? Maybe he'll win a main event. Like, If he gets a good start, well, he got a really good start this week. I think Jordan Smith going down and Tom Vial going down on the first lap kind of held him up. But, like, other than that, he got a really good start. He's got his starts figured out. And, like, that was a track I could see him. The Tampa track was one I could see him going down a million times in. And he did go down in practice really hard off this triple. I think he was like trying to get back on the track or something and clipped tough blocks and went flying, kind of like Cameron McAdoo Atlanta 2021, Atlanta 3 2021. Remember when not the bridge crash, the one the next round where he like scrubbed off the triple and went down, like flipped in the air. It was a really hard crash. That's what Deegan's crash reminded me of in qualifying. And he comes out and wins the damn heat race. So, like, this kid is legit. Like, I could see this kid winning a race this year. I could see him. Let me rephrase that. It would not shock me. And I called this in that tweet, too. I said Deegan might win a Triple Crown main event. Yes, he's probably going to win a Triple Crown main event when he gets his starts figured out. I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe Deegan is going to get a start in one of those Triple Crown mains in 2 weeks and probably win. The only problem is for him, and last thing on Hayden, he's third in points. He is third in points right now. Who saw that coming? Who saw Deegan being third in points? Who saw that coming? I didn't. I didn't. Kid's really impressive. He's gonna be really good. I'm calling a race win this year now after seeing his aggression, his starts this weekend were so good. I'm calling a race win. But he will also have a race where he crashes a million times and is like, what the hell are you doing? He will have that. He's a kid. We have to remember, Hayden Deegan is only 17 years old. Remember Jet Lawrence back in 2020 Anaheim 2? He'll have a race like that. Hopefully he just doesn't get hurt. I think if Hayden can keep racking up the good heat races and the fourth place finishes and maybe get on the block, he's definitely going to get a podium this year. I believe that. If he can just keep doing that, I don't think Max Anstey's going to keep this up. Hayden Deegan could be second in the points to Hunter Lawrence. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I definitely didn't see it coming. I didn't see him doing this good. But I'm happy for the kid. I'm happy for the kid. I'm happy for that whole family right there. That's a good family. Brian's a good dude, except for, I'm sure you guys have seen it. The video. Hayden goes over the line in the heat race. Camera switches back to Brian, and some fan comes up and says, "Hey, can I get a photo?" And he completely brushes him off. That fan needs to learn that Brian's son just won his first ever Supercross race. Don't be asking for a photo. That was really stupid, but I took it as Brian's really an asshole, which he's not an asshole. Like, I remember being at Paula 2, the one that Hayden raced last year, and he was watching Hayden ride. I came up, said, "Hey, big fan," shook, and he was just super cool about it. So, like, Brian's a good dude. And Hayden's a good dude. I fist bumped Hayden that day too, because I was around them. I was around the riders that day. That was super cool. Anyway, we got a minute 42 left to talk about the ending of that race. The ending of the 250 main event. Now, Nate Thrasher gets this huge fucking gap. Sorry for my language. Huge fucking gap because of everybody bunched up. Reminded me of Jordan Smith, 2016 San Diego 1. In that race, Jordan Smith got a big ass gap because of that. Same thing here. Thrasher gets a huge gap. Hunter Lawrence is buried. And especially when Hunter was around Hayden Deegan and Michael Mosman, I believe. I believe Hunter was riding a little bit cocky during all that. That whole exchange, like, hey, I'm faster than you guys. And he was really riding cocky when he put Mosman on the ground. I think that was just a racing incident. Like, Mosman should have seen it coming. But apparently Apparently, maybe that's some retribution to when Mosman was checking up Lawrence Jet at Salt Lake City 1 of 2021. I don't know. But then Hunter just keeps chugging away, gets Max Anstey. And by the time he gets Max Anstey, we have like 2 minutes to go. I'm sick as hell right now. 2 minutes to go. And he's still like 5 seconds down from Nate Thrasher. Thrasher messes up the sand a little bit. Final few laps. Hunter gets to him. And oh my god, if you were not shaking, if your heart rate wasn't high and you were not shaking after that race, you're just not a fan of the sport. I'm sorry, you're just not. You don't know what you're watching, because holy shit. Oh, what the hell? That was gnarly. Hunter comes up alongside Thrasher in the sand. Thrasher doing everything he can, crosses lines in the sand, bombs Hunter. I thought Hunter was going to go down, and I thought, okay, cool. Thrasher has it at this point. Great racecraft by Hunter to sneak up the inside, block past him again, didn't even touch him, and just win that race. I thought Thrasher was going to get him back, but no, he did not. Hunter straight up won that race, and Hunter Lawrence is very impressive this year. It's going to be hard to beat Hunter Lawrence. I did not think Hunter Lawrence was going to win this race, and he proved me wrong. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. I was shaking, and I was shaking really bad that race. Like, I'm pretty sure my doctor would have had questions for me. And yeah, that was Tampa. That's about all I have for Tampa. That was a really good race on Saturday. Holy mackerel, these guys, these AI on these custom tracks, man. Yeah, that's it for my Tampa recap here as we close out this final lap. Great race there. So much happened. Leave me down in the comments below what you thought of the racing from Tampa. Who are your winners for Oakland this weekend? We're back to the 250 West. And before we go, I just wanted to share, I'm sure that you've seen the video. James Stewart was up in the booth. He had just watched 3 laps of practice and predicted how the 450 main event was going to go, and got them all right. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, back to the 250 West. That means Jet Lawrence, RJ Hampshire, Cameron McAdoo, all those guys. Cameron, if he's okay. He should be okay, though. All those guys are coming back. Let me know, who are your winners for Oakland? Does Tomac bounce back? Does Webb get on a roll? Does Sexton finally pull his head out of his ass and not crash on the final laps? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. We take the main event win here in the East-West Shootout. Hayden Deegan is the real deal. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you next video. Bye-bye.